We have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers who we can give the knowledge they need
to improve their farms,
get better yields,
and become profitable farmers. We will see how farmers across the region can learn from experts and from each other in every way.
Join us and our experts on this journey
and share their families' experiences as they make these changes.
Karibu to the Shamba Shape Up Safari. Hello and welcome to Shamba Shape Up. Today we are visiting a farmer in Nabala village, Kikwe ward, in Meru district, Arusha, Tanzania.
And we're here to find out what our farmers' activities are and what her challenges are.
Well, let's go and meet her.
Meet Ndetaniswa, who lives on this 1.5-acre farm with her husband, children and grandchildren. Currently, she's the only organic farmer in her area.
She grows vegetables and vanilla, which she sells at the market. She also keeps dairy cows and goats for milk and has some pigeons as pets for her grandchildren.
She also had chickens, but they all died because of a disease she could not cure.
So, we set up our base tent and went to talk to Ndetaniswa to find out a bit more.
Ndetaniswa, thank you so much for welcoming us to your Shamba. Now we'd like to know, how long have you lived here and how long have you been a farmer?
I have been a farmer for 30 years, but the farming I have been doing is what I know from practice. But from 2001, I started organic farming without using industrial fertilizer. This is what I do now. I'm doing organic farming now, but recently I got some advice on sustainable farming.
So what do you have on the farm?
My farm is 1.5 acres. I grow beans, maize, vegetables like sukuma wiki, spinach, basil, spices and leeks.
Na basili, na leeks. What about animals?
I have cows. I have an improved breed goat and a traditional breed. Even cows I have both. But I intend to change my cows to get a better breed.
What challenges are you facing as a farmer?
Challenges are many. I have lots of problems with livestock. Before, I had chickens, but I did not know how to manage their health, so they all got sick and died. I would find a dead one today, tomorrow 2 dead, the following day more, and after a week, they were all dead. On the side of crops, there's this problem that affects the maize. The maize grows but goes yellow. We are told it's a disease.
So what about the market?
Vegetables, I have a market. They call it oikos. They call me on the 1st of every month and I deliver my vegetables. They buy.
Or do you grow potatoes?
Before, I grew potatoes, the orange ones like carrots. They call them orange flesh sweet potatoes. They were lovely. I took them to Oikos market. From a plot of 10 by 10, I harvested 150,000. They were big and filled a sack of 100 kgs.
Ndetaniswa, Shamba Shape Up is here. We have come with experts with us and we make sure that your Shamba is shaped up. We had better start with our biggest problem, the chickens. We need to find out what the problem was and to stop it happening again. Caleb, a chicken expert from Atravetis, is here to solve the mystery. Ndetaniswa, we've brought to you an expert. Maybe you can start by telling him the challenges you faced when you're keeping your chickens.
I had local chickens. There were about 30 or so. I took care of them traditionally. But then I saw a disaster. They slowly started dying from an epidemic. All of them. I saw them diarrhea. After a day, they died. But now I know I'll not be in that disaster again, as you'll give me the knowledge I need.
Ndetaniswa, what was your intention of keeping chicken?
Lengo langu ni kujikomboa katika uchumi.
My aim was to get out of my difficult income problems, from bottom to top. So when I don't have any other income, I can take eggs, sell them and buy soap or even milk.
Mtoto akirudishwa shuleni nauza yule kuku.
If a child is sent away from school, I can pay their fees, or I can sell a chicken to get transport and other small expenses. So the chickens were very important to me.
Kwa hiyo niliona yule kuku ni muhimu sana kwangu.
For you to make profit in chicken, there are a number of factors you need to consider. How do you feed them? Where do they stay? And are they sick? You need to prevent diseases for you to make profit. I can see the challenge that you already have is about diseases. And it's true, if you do not prevent diseases in chicken, they will die or they reduce production. From the explanation you gave me is that your chicken died from a disease called Newcastle. All the diseases in chicken can be prevented. In fact, it is better to prevent than to cure. The Newcastle disease, including other diseases, can be prevented through several steps. One is biosecurity. This is preventing that organism that will cause diseases in your chicken from reaching your chicken. This involves a number of factors such as the kind of the housing, location of the housing, place where your chickens stay. In your case, the free-range system can be a threat because they will be meeting with other chicken from outside and birds from the outside also. So I can see that you're keeping pigeons around, and those ones could bring in diseases also. So for you to prevent diseases through biosecurity, you need to prevent those wild birds, prevent chickens from the neighborhood. Rats also need to be prevented. Another step of biosecurity is cleanliness and hygiene. You need to clean where your birds stay and where they live around. This is a product that you will use to clean where your chickens live and to clean the drinkers and the feeders. And also for yourself, before you handle chicken, you can use it to wash your hands and also disinfect your legs before you get into the chicken house. Apart from biosecurity, another way of you to prevent diseases is vaccination. And there is a program for vaccination that you have to follow to the letter to prevent diseases.
How about after feeding the chickens? Is there anything else a farmer should do?
Your chicken on free range normally feed on feeds that you don't know what they eat. You don't know whether they got enough of the vitamins, minerals, and protein. There is a need for supplementation. It is very important when they come back in the evening, you do supplementation. However, we have a product called amylite. This amylite is a feed supplement for your chicken that you add into the water so that they always have enough vitamins, amino acids, and electrolytes. That is very necessary because they might lack in the feed that they are getting outside there in the field. The product can be found in agrovets. They are in different pack sizes, from large to small. You add it to water by mixing 1 tablespoonful in 20 liters of water. Remember, don't use the same water the following day because chicken love fresh water.
Supplements are a good idea for chickens to make them strong and stop them from getting sick. They are easy to use and will help Ndetaniswa's chicken business. We want Ndetaniswa to get back into chicken farming. So, with Caleb's advice, we identify a good place to build a house away from other animals and human traffic. And Caris and the team get to work. The chicken house must have a level floor, good ventilation, a rat-proof walls, and a footbath at the door. Curtains are also needed to control the temperature. And the house must be big enough to have 2 square feet per bird. The chicken house needs 1 drinker for every 30 chickens and 1 feeder for every 50 chickens. With the new house going up and some good tips on chicken farming, we hope Ndetaniswa will be confident in the business.
The sweet potato patch is having some problems, and we have been told that this farm has never had a soil test. Soil testing is the most important thing to do to any farm if you want to grow good crops. The soil care team is here to help us take a soil sample. We took samples of soil from 20 places around the Shamba. To collect a soil sample, always use an auger, but if this is impossible, then you can use a panga. To use a panga, first loosen the soil with a hoe. Then, push the panga straight from the top into a 20 centimeter stretch. Collect all the soil in the 20 centimeter stretch in your palm and put it in the bag. We had some questions for the soil team. Mr. Afula, now we've collected the soil, what next?
Yeah, we have to take the soil sample and label it. Take the farmer details, the location, the phone number, the size of the field and the type of crop.
Right.
Your field size 1.5 acres. You want to grow maize
Mahindi na maharage.
and beans.
So how long is it going to take for the results to come out?
2 hours.
Or 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. With a well-labeled sample, Timothy went to the lab to analyze her soil. The results usually take 2 hours. The soil test results are back, and it looks like she needs to work on her soil. The crops she can grow well on the farm are grains, vegetables, and beans. Her nitrogen is low, but she has adequate potassium and phosphorus. To correct this, she needs to use a urea fertilizer for planting and top dressing. Ndetaniswa, please explain to us, from 1 furrow of potato, how much do you harvest?
Tuta hili ni la mita 2.5.
From this ridge of 2.5 meters, I can get 30 kilos and sell at 2,000 each.
Elid, you've had a look at the patch. What do you think?
Kusema kweli kuna kasoro ambayo nimeona kidogo.
To tell you the truth, there are some small mistakes. The farmer has planted but has not used the right spacing. There is a recommended spacing to use. The vine should be a foot in length or about 30 centimeters. This section is planted in the ground, leaving only the top part out, just about 2 centimeters, to sprout. These nodes, as experts call them, are the ones where the potato tubers or roots will grow from. So if 28 centimeters is in the soil, you are sure to get many potatoes, more than now, the way she has, with only a small part of the vine in the soil when it should be in the ground, leaving only 2 centimeters for sprouting. The second mistake is that this area is under shade. All plants need to get enough sunlight. Sunlight is what helps the leaves to make food for their plants to grow. Because there is a shade here, the plants will not be able to grow well. There should not be too much shade on the farm. The third is spacing. Space from one plant to another should be 30 centimeters. And from one ridge to another, about 75 to 90 centimeters.
To plant sweet potatoes, cut 30 centimeters long cuttings from healthy, clean vines. Each cutting should have 3 nodes. Choose a sunny part of the farm and dig over the soil, adding well-decomposed manure to the soil. Make ridges 75 centimeters apart and plant the vines with 2 nodes in the ground every 30 centimeters. Planting like this will help your sweet potatoes to grow good-sized roots, which will get better prices in the market.
And with all that hard work, it was time for Naomi and I to take a break. Coming up, the chicken house is almost ready. And we give the family a bright light for the future. To receive all Shamba Shape Up leaflets, SMS the word ALL with your name and address to 30606. Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up. We're still here in Mbala village in Meru district, Arusha, Tanzania.
With our farmer Ndetaniswa, who still need expert advice.
Well, so let's get back to work.
See you later.
Record keeping for farmers is important. It can help you manage your money and work out if you're making a profit or losing money. I wanted to know if Ndetaniswa is keeping up with her books. So I have invited a financial expert from Hand in Hand to have a look. Ms. Ambua, you've walked around the farm and you've seen that Ndetaniswa is a very hard-working farmer. She's got quite a lot in the Shamba. And you've seen her records. How would you advise her?
I've walked through the farm and I've seen the fish pond. I've also seen the kitchen garden. I've seen you are rearing cows and goats, which is a good farming. I'm impressed by what you are doing. I've also looked at the record and I'm also impressed. The only challenge I've seen in the record, there is no place where it shows you have made any sales or you have made any income. So it only shows the expenses. With all the activities I've seen on farming, which one gives you more income?
Zao la kwanza linaloniletea ni vanilla.
The plant that brings me more is the vanilla. And it's high because I sell a bunch at 1,000 Tanzanian shillings and a kilogram goes for 350,000 Tanzanian shillings. In a month, I take home a total of 1 million Tanzanian shillings in vanilla sales.
Ms. Ambua, let's take the example of the vanilla. How should she keep the records of that?
What is important is to look at the 3 types of record. And one of the record is the cash book. And the cash book, you buy an exercise book or you can buy a query book where you'll be recording or whatever comes in your business and what goes out in your business. For example, in cash book, you'll have to come up with the columns where you'll record the date of the item. If you sell any milk from your cow, then definitely you have to record the date you sold the milk. There is also a part of the description where you are able to describe the activity you have made. There is also the column where you record the amount or the whatever you have sold, how much is the cost per item. If you are doing any sales, then definitely that one will show there. On the other side of expenses is the money going out, where you'll also record the date you purchased. You also record the description, the item which you have been using, and then the amount, which is very important. And the 2 columns of the money in and the money out will be able to see how much you are spending. If it is income, it will show you the income you make every month. It will also show you the expenses you spend every month. And by the end of the month, you are able to know whether you are making profit or not. And you'll be able to make a decision in your business. So it's very important. The other one is on the purchase book, where when you purchase any item, you need to record also, you have to have a column where you have the date, the description, and the amount. And in purchase book, you'll be able to record what you purchase in cash and also in credit. You'll find the suppliers also, sometimes you don't have money, you go to their shop and you buy things on credit. It's good when you come and you get to your business, you record that, because if you don't record, then you'll not be able to know whether you have a debt to pay by the end of the month. So you have to record that. Then there is also another book where you record the sales book. Whatever you make in your farm, all the sales you make, be it cash or you make it on credit also, because you realize there are also your customers will come, buy item on credit and you give them. It's important also to record there. Then definitely you'll be able to know the people who have not paid you, the people who have paid you, and you'll be able to reconcile your records well. And it will help you now understand whether your business is progressing on well or you need some training to improve it.
If Ndetaniswa can keep up with her records, she can use them to go to a bank or a finance company and use them to get a loan or a bank account. The records will show her and the bank how much profit she's making and which enterprises she needs to improve on or even stop. Ndetaniswa and her grandchildren use an old solar lamp in her house at night. It produces a very dim light, making it difficult to see very well. Shamba Shape Up invited a solar expert to see how they could upgrade this light.
Daniel, we've been around the house and we've noticed that this way doesn't have any electricity.
Yes.
Yeah? We've noticed what she uses.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Nimeona ile taa solar unaotumia.
I have seen the solar light she uses. I don't think it works well for her. It doesn't have a stand to hold it, so you have to hold it yourself. It does not look easy to use. Tell me, in the sitting room, how do you use it?
Kitundikaje ili uweze kukitumia?
Kwa kweli kinanipa tabu kidogo kwa sababu
For sure it's difficult to use. I only have one, so I have to finish cooking in the kitchen and then we can carry it to the living room to eat. But someone has to hold it when we eat. The family has to wait until I have finished using the light before they can use it. And someone has to hold it so that I can see to serve the food. Then I can put it on the table to give us light. But it faces upwards, so we can never see enough.
wakisoma wanakaa mahali pamoja mpaka mwingine ashikilie hivi.
When the children want to read or to do homework, they have to sit together, with one child holding the light until he gets tired, then another child holds it, just like that when they are reading.
Mwingine naye apokelea ashikilie hivi wakati wakisoma.
The D-Light D20 solar home system is a personal power grid for your home. It includes a solar panel, a battery pack which runs 2 hanging solar lights, 2 light switches, and a portable lantern. The battery also charges your phone. Installing it's very easy. First, nail the solar panel on the roof. Then, connect its wires to the battery and screw the battery onto the wall. Run the lighting wires to where you want the lights to hang and screw the switches onto the wall. There are 2 extra sockets, so you can add 2 more hanging lights. And with that, her cooking and the children's studies would not be so tiring again. Finally, the chicken house is ready, and Caleb has come back to help us prepare the house for the chickens. Following Caleb's instructions, we sprayed the chicken house with disinfectant to kill all bacteria or diseases. Then, we put in a foot bath to stop diseases coming in or on her shoes, and disinfected the feeders and the drinkers. We mixed the amylite supplement with water in the drinkers and put kienyeji feeds in the feeders. Then the chickens arrived to inspect their new home. Let's hope this time they survive.
What a shape-up that has been.
The chickens are happy. The sweet potato patch looks promising.
Ndetaniswa now has plenty of light to work on her record books at night, and the children can now concentrate on their studies.
It's now time for us to say goodbye to the family and find another promising farmer to shape up.
We've covered so much, and if you are like me, you may not remember it all.
Weather, diseases, new crops, type of crops, cows, goats, chickens, markets, bananas,
and so much more.
Shamba Shape Up has a service to help you, so you don't have to remember everything.
It is called the Shamba, and it can send information to help you know what to do on your farm and when to plant.
You can even call and talk to an expert if you get really stuck.
Just send an SMS with the word JOIN to 21606.
And you can shape yourself up anytime and anywhere. To receive all Shamba Shape Up leaflets, SMS the word ALL with your name and address to 30606. If you'd like to receive just the leaflet for this farm, SMS farmer, that's the name of the farmer, with your name and address to 30606. Shamba Shape Up is online. To learn more about today's topics or to watch any of our previous episodes, visit shambashapeup.com, select the episode and click play. You could also visit our Facebook page, Shamba Shape Up, to get more information, get involved in discussions, and also get a chance to enter some of our great competition to win great prizes. You can also find us on Twitter at Shamba Shape Up. You can also text us on 30606.